Hi, I hope all are safe during this COVID time. And this video is regarding how to write properly in different examinations. So let me introduce. I am Dr. V.T. Gopakumar. I completed my BTech from TKM College of Engineering in 1996 and MTech from IIT Madras in 2005 and PhD from QSAT in 2018. And last 20 years I am working as a faculty in various engineering colleges inside and outside India. So what I am trying to say in this video is how to answer properly in various examinations. So while we are I am working as a faculty, I told, right. So we are appointed by universities for evaluating the answer scripts for university examination. I was appointed as evaluating for BTech and MTech answer scripts. So what I am seeing most of the purpose is that irrespective of the mark, students write everything about that particular question. So one question can be asked for 2-mark question or 5-mark question or 10-mark question. Irrespective of mark, most of the students, not all the students, writing everything what they know about that particular question. So there are different issues are there if you are writing like this. So suppose we had a 5-mark question, means we had to limit that question, that answer within one sheet. Maximum half sheet is ideal case, and maximum up to one page, right? So students are writing 3 pages up to. So the points, the valid points of that particular question is scattered in different places, or different places in the same page or different pages. So the evaluators or examinators are very difficult to find the valid point. Usually what is happening in the university is that while we are going for evaluating your answer script, the university is giving the answer keys. So first answer, these are the key points the students has to write. If these answer keys are scattered different places, for the evaluators sometimes it is difficult to find, and the students may not get the exact mark what they are expecting. Okay, so handwriting is a problem. If you are writing instead of 1-page question, you are writing 3-page answers, your handwriting might be a problem, and it is not readable for the evaluators. And nowadays this KTU is supplying a bundle of papers. So limited number of papers are there. While we were writing the examination, enough papers are supplied by the Kerala University. Now it is a bundle 20 to 25 papers. So you have to take care of your this number of sheets, right? So what I am trying to say is that the required points, the answer keys are scattered different pages, or even for a short answer question, so goes unnoticed by the evaluators. So evaluators are human being. They are different psychological conditions are there. They are traveling a lot and evaluating. So normally faculties have to evaluate daily basis 30 papers. But sometimes you might have seen in different newspaper dailies or visual media, seen that large bundle of papers are there, and we have to publish the result within 1 week or 2 weeks. In that case, the faculties are under pressure, and they have to evaluate, instead of 30 papers per day, they have to evaluate 150 papers per day. Suppose these answers are scattered different pages, how we can go through each and every line and give the correct mark in the front sheet. You might be knowing the front sheet, you can see the rows and columns where we have to enter the mark, right? And you will be disappointed while the result comes and you are expecting 75 mark out of 100, you get only 45 mark. So you will think about what happened there, and you for valuation, and you taking and see that this mark is only. So while seeing the revaluation, another big point you should notice that the question numbers should be proper. So first question has different subdivisions are there. 1A, 1B, 1C are there, right? So first you write 1A, then you skip to 5B, then again come to 1B. But students are not writing the question numbers properly. That is another issue we are facing. Even though your answers are correct, but we cannot enter the front sheet. I was talking about the front sheet, right? Rows and columns where we have to enter the mark. So first question A, B, C subparts are there. Fifth question A, B, C subparts are there. So after writing fifth B question, you are writing one C question. You put only C. Sometimes most of the students are putting only C. We interpret that it is 5C. Or we cannot say that it is question number. Our superiors, I mean chief evaluators are second time they are evaluating what we evaluated so far, and they find why did you put this mark here even though the question numbers are not correct. So you should remember that answer properly in questions. Okay, so based on mark you should answer properly and put question mark. So next point what I am trying to say is how to answer for different question papers. So what is the solution for that? So you might be seeing that some faculties are coming with this PowerPoint presentation. So 15 to 20 slides are there, but they are taking classes up to 3 hours. Using 15 slides, they are taking 3-hour classes, right? So this is because they are compressing the data using points, point by points, then explaining each points, right? Similarly, the same method you can use while writing the theory questions. So instead of writing essays, you can answer point by point. So it is easy for you to write the exam. You can save time. At the same time, the evaluators can easily evaluate your answer script. So for that, you can use the bullet. Bullet means the large black spot that is normally used in PowerPoint presentation, or you can use star symbol or hash symbol or arrow, right arrow or tick mark. You can write different points. Okay. Similarly, so one figure is equal to 1000 words, right? So you can use the relevant figures corresponding to that answer. So relevant tables can be used, block diagram can be used, circuit diagram can be used, tables can be used, equations can be used. So these are, so one figure is, I told you one figure is equal to 1000 words. Suppose we are asking, explain the working of human heart. It is a 5-mark question, and there is no question does not containing that you have to neatly draw the diagram of human heart and explain the working. So it is a 5-mark question, it is a short answer question, but you have it better to draw a figure to get maximum mark from that. So using a pen, not pencil. So this is not a neat diagram, you are going to draw a rough diagram, but you are labeling everything. The upper chambers, lower chamber, 4 chambers are there, article, ventricles, this blood flow direction. You label everything, okay? That added your answers, the value of your answers. So whatever be writing below that, this is not very important. So because your the answers, spelling mistakes are there, grammatical errors are there, and so the evaluators will not see those errors because your figure is there and you labeled everything very correctly and everything is pakka, and you will get maximum mark. So if the figure is labeled everything, you will get full mark of the question. Suppose without figure you are writing 2-3 pages, means you may not be getting the mark you got with figure. So that is one point you have to remember. So another thing is that while answering law or theorem, so whatever be the law or theorem they are asking, put quotation mark and state the theorem as it is. Okay, draw corresponding figure. So suppose for example Pythagoras theorem they are asking, so you have to draw a right angle triangle and show there is a right angle is there and hypotenuse. So hypotenuse square is equal to, suppose A is one side, B is another side, and C is hypotenuse. So the Pythagoras, as per Pythagoras, the theorem C square is equal to A square plus B square, right? So or C is equal to square root of A square plus B square. So first write the theorem as it is. So within 2 quotation mark you can write the theorem and corresponding equation you can write, and even the equation can be in a rectangle box. So that is normally happening. So one example question I am here. already mentioned, explain the working of human heart, it carries 5 marks. Here you must draw the figure of human heart roughly by pencil, not by pen, okay? And label different chambers, blood flow direction, arteries, vein, etc. Answer must be 5 to 6 sentence long. That means half page is a size. Explain the work. The same question can be asked for 10 mark question. Explain the working of human heart with 10 mark, the neat diagram. That is the same question asked for 10 mark, but the extra is there, neat diagram is there, okay? So here, neat diagram with good quality pencil and label every point, each and every point, and add 8 to 10 cents. 1 page or 1.5 cents on a page is enough to answer for getting 10 marks, right? So what you have to do, the key points. So I already mentioned that while answering the answer script, that the university is providing us some answer keys. The answer keys means circulatory system is an answer key that should be included in your answering. 4 chambers are there, then artery is there, ventricles are there, supply of oxygen. What is a function of the heart? It is supply of oxygen and nutrient to tissues, all the tissues in human body, right? And removal of CO2 and other waste from the tissues. That is another function. And valves, what are the different types of valves? So AV valve we see there, semi-lunar valves are there, aortic valves are there. So you have to represent these things are there. Functions of aorta, pulmonary veins and arteries, vena cavas are there. So this is a general example I have taken. So this is how you have to differentiate with the 2 questions, same question but carrying different marks, okay? And numerical problems, read the question very, very carefully. So that is happening most of the students. And read the question very carefully. Write all the given parameters. I will give one example. Show that what we have to find with a question mark. We had to find this is the quantity we have to find. Write the equations and write the equation for finding the unknowns. Okay. Don't skip any of these steps. Okay, I told you before, the key points are provided by answer key points are provided by the university, and they will state that the final answer having 2 marks and the remaining for 2 marks for the equation for finding the unknown and 2 marks for correct step. Each step carries a half mark each, right? Some students are doing, after getting the question paper and going through this numerical problem, write the question mark and start writing the equation, correct equation. After that, they are doing their calculation work somewhere else, even in question paper or the addition sheet that may not be finally pinned with the main answer sheet and given back to the invigilator, right? So they are writing the final answer only. For example, one question, the final answer is 25, and the students find the answer is 20 without doing the calculation in the same page, and 25, he will get 0. And suppose one student wrote the given parameters in the answer sheet, and what is the parameter they have to find, put a question mark and wrote the corresponding equation and substitute different values there, and step by step he find the answer. He also get the wrong answer as the previous student, but he will get more mark. The previous student got 0 mark. Here he will get more than 80% of mark, because the answer key is provided by the universities giving the mark for different steps. Okay. And file an answer should be traditional method. We completed our SSLC in 1990. So we are till then we are using the final answer as a double symbol, double underline, right? Or you can use in a rectangular box is the final answer. If the final answer is correct, and the evaluators can give directly the full mark, right? So if you are doing like this, this is another method. So I will give one example. Example numerical problem. So this is a very simple example. Madhu started working in 1995 at an annual salary of 5,000 rupees and received an increment of 200 rupees each year. In which year did his income reach 7,000? Suppose this is, everybody knows, you are educated person, you might be seeing an engineering student. So this is in arithmetical progression, right? So solution, you write solution or ANS first. Annual salary received by Madhu in years 95, 96, 97 are 5,000, 5,200, 5,400, etc. up to 7,000, right? As per the question, this is given in the question, right? And similarly, 5,000, 5,200, 5,400, etc. are in arithmetic progression. These are in AP, right? So that is the second step you had, right? 5,000 to now you have to find the common difference. It is very important for arithmetic progression. Find the common difference. So first the difference between first 5,200 minus 500 or 5,400 minus 5,200 is 200. That is the common difference. So given that an is equal to 7,000. So what is the equation for an? An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. First 10 plus n minus 1 into common difference. So the given parameter an is given, first term is given, and common difference is given. We have to find n, right? So you find the n here. So I will share this slide. You can go through the while I was talking this video, you can go through slide, and finally you will get this n is equal to 11. So that means, so n is equal to 11. So our question is not n, find the value of n. So which here he is going to get an annual salary of 7,000. So the final answer is 95 plus 11 years. So means 2005, in 2005 he will get an annual salary of 7,000 rupees. Okay. So I was asking, suppose they are asking some law or theorem, state Newton's law of gravitation. So irrespective of mark, it can be asked 2-mark question or 5-mark question, you should write this way. So first, every object in the answer is, the Newton's law of gravitation is, every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force directed along the line of centers for the two objects that is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the separation between the objects. Everybody knows this law. You write the law in quotation mark and draw a figure. So two masses are there. So M1 and M2 are the masses. You can see in this PPT, I mean this slide. So M1 and M2 is there, separated by a distance equal to small d. So as per Newton's law of gravitation, capital F is equal to capital G into M1 M2 by d square. So you have to mark what is M1, what is M2, what is D, what is capital G. So force is equal to, force is in Newton. You have to write, better to write the unit as well. Newton. G is a universal gravitational constant, and M1 and M2 are the object masses in kilogram, and D is a separation between the objects, separation between the two masses, that is in meters. Okay. So these are the things you have to remember writing question. I summarize. While writing this theory type of question, write point by point using tick mark or hat sign or star symbol or bullets, and point by point include all the points. While writing numerical problems, first read carefully what is unknown and take down the known parameters and write down the equation in box, rectangular box, and substitute the values and do the calculation in the same page and find the final answer and put double underline on the final answer or put it in a rectangular box. So while writing a theorem or this law, you whatever the mark for theorem or law, you state, and I mean you have to write the law as per what you studied, what is given in the textbook, and after that you write the corresponding equation. Always most of the time law or theorem contains an equation, right? Here in this example I was asking Newton's law. So F is equal to capital G into M1 M2 by d square. So you have to expand this one, and this what is G, what is M1, what is M2, what is D, and their unit as well. And while writing theory point, so one figure is equal to 1000 words. So instead of writing 3-page essays, draw relevant figures or relevant block diagrams or relevant tables or relevant circuit diagram, etc. Similarly, one important point is that if they are asking a comparison problem, so comparing two material properties, okay, for example 2-stroke engine and 4-stroke engine, so you should not write it as a essay type question 2-3 pages. You should write it as a table. So table only two columns are there. First table top part you have to write two-stroke engine, and second line four-stroke engine, and make the comparison. Okay. So normally students, what we are seeing is that students are writing the comparison as a essay type. So it is very difficult for the evaluators finding the exact comparison. Two materials, suppose in electronics and communication, so gallium arsenide is a semiconductor material for LED manufacturing. Indium gallium arsenide is there. So there are some difference in properties of these two materials. So comparing the properties, everywhere comparison comes, you should write in column, and one column containing the first material or first property, and second column containing the second property or second material or second whatever be it is. So two column are right numbering, number one comparison, both sides the same numbers, like that you can write. So that's all about this video. I hope you get some input for writing how to answer wisely in various examination. Wish you good luck. Bye bye. See you.